Okay guys, I wanted to make this video for you today because I had something awesome come up. So I will preface this by saying I'm a witch, I'm not a perfect witch, even I can make mistakes, even I still mess up spell work, and I thought this would be a great opportunity to show you guys, one, how to kind of troubleshoot why a spell went funky, and two, also show you how I'm going to dismantle this thing. And so you'll have to bear with me. I'm mostly just going to kind of work up here and walk you through it. So, a couple weeks ago, I made rose water. And I used rainwater that I had previously collected. Put it in a boiler pot, put the rose petals in there, did the upside down lid, let the condensation come up and down into a container. And, you know, when I did it, I had all the elements. I had my earth, my air, my fire, my water. I had cleansed the jar, I had, you know, done all the things. I thought I did all the things. But something wasn't quite right with either the rose petals I used or the water I had collected because, you know, once I got all the water done and then I added a little bit more of the rainwater on top, a couple of essential oil drops of rose, and I sealed it, I tied it up with ribbon and everything else. I dedicated a purpose to it, dedicated the energy into it, and it's just not working out very well. I had intended for this to be a self-love water, essentially, that I could use in my bath or I could use in a spell jar or anything like that. And so it's not working. It doesn't feel energetically magical. It doesn't feel great. It's got a lot of love. It's got a lot of rose to it. But I think the problem is it's pretty much only rose. And it doesn't have any other blends of smells or feels or anything like that. So here's how we're going to dismantle and get rid of this jar. And so here's the jar here. One, the color of the water, just not that great. And the rainwater itself was fine. It wasn't anything other than just straight water, but whatever runoff from the water and everything else, not fantastic. Tied up with a little bow. So, how to dispose of a spell. What we're gonna do is we're going to start taking apart the things. We're going to untie this, we're going to open this, we're going to pour this out, and then we're going to clean the jar itself again. And so whenever you've got to take a spell apart, definitely do some inner work. You know, don't dismantle a spell jar you just did, you know, just because some fear comes up or anything else. You really want to give yourself a little bit of time to determine if this is something that's gone weird and is not working, or if, you know, you're just having a moment. I have moments all the time. And so it's been a couple weeks and I just realized that I'm not using this. I'm not going to use this. It doesn't feel great. Doesn't feel happy. We're just gonna get rid of it. So I had the elements of earth, air, fire, and water help me with this. So first off, I'm going to start by thanking them for their help. I thanked them at the time when I released them, but you know, they helped me put the energy into this. I want them to know that their work is respected and appreciated. So we just start with a feeling of gratitude. You know, I call forth to my mind what earth feels like, what air, fire, and water feel like, what it feels like when they all work together. And I just say, thank you for your help. Thank you for your work. Your energy is appreciated, but it is time for this spell to be undone. And I'm going to go ahead and start opening this. And intention is always important. I do this with love, with gratitude. I do this with respect. Respect for the energies that helped me, respect for my own energies. So, as we begin to untie, I release from this knot all energies. I let it go safely on its way. This energy is to harm none, and as it's released, I respectfully and gratefully let it go. That's part. Now, the other thing is if you have a place to dump this, to pour it out onto the land, I usually recommend that, especially if the land can take it. This does have essential oils in it. It does have, I mean, that's pretty much the only part. And I don't have a plot of land to pour this out onto right now. So this will be going down the sink. Respectfully and carefully, I'm going to pour this out when we're done. But as I open the jar, I release all of this spell work back out into the universe. With the help of earth, air, fire, and water, this was created. And with their help, I respectfully release the energies again. Though this was not the spell for me, and though my intention did not come forth, I am grateful for the opportunity. I'm grateful for the energy in the creation, and now we'll respectfully release it. And what you won't see on camera is me go take it to my sink and pour it out. But, you know, reground and recenter yourself. Reconnect to your deity, source of power, higher self. And let it go. Later on, I'm going to cleanse the jar physically and energetically clean it by just removing all the energy from the jar itself. I'll probably do a stick of incense to clean it that way. I'll probably also clean it with a little bit of salt water just to kind of pull any excess off of it. But I hope this was helpful, and let me know what you think.